Stencil tutorial with practical examples. Welcome to Coding Locker, guys. This is Chandra Kashwaryani. This is another part where we are actually learning our stencils with practical examples. And in this part, we will focus on life cycle methods. Life cycle methods, the way we have in React, similarly, we have in Stencil. And it is important to know that which part of thing which we should do at which method, which life cycle method actually, right? So let's begin. If you already following my channel or sorry my this playlist, then you must be having this code, right? And if you do not have that code, still do not worry. I have the link shared on the description for the GitHub location. You can directly clone the code and continue from this video as well, or if you wish, you can watch the previous videos as well. So here we have different lifecycle methods, so let's begin one by one. The first one is connected callback. Then we have disconnected callback. Component will load, then component will render, component did update, component should update, component will update, and last we have component did update. So the first method, let me refresh this and see in a output as well. So the first method, whenever your component is getting loaded to the HTML, to the DOM, then this connected callback method will be called, right? This will be called always. The next method we have disconnected callback. So whenever your components will be removed from the DOM, from any based on any condition or anything, so this would call. So to demonstrate this, I have to roughly delete this on my card component. See, disconnected callback has been called. So this was the second one. The next we have component will load and component will render. Component will load. This method is only called once. It is a good place for the load data asynchronously. We'll make use of this method most frequently. And then same is component will render. And once the data has been loaded, the component has been loaded, we will call this component did load, and the sequence will be same. I'll show you the sequence at first, then we'll tell you the differences between these two. Okay, let it see connected callback, then component will load, component will render, and component did load. Now let's suppose you want to update any property or any state. We have seen what is the state in Stencil. So if you want to update any of the state, then you can update at component will load, you can update at component will render or did load. I'll tell you how. So let's suppose I update my API data. So API data, where is my API data? My API data is here. I'm just displaying my API data. And what is the value of API data? I cannot see right now. Let me check what we have initially at API data. Let me provide some starting value, and let me press a Control S and let me close this for a minute and see, do we see or not. Let me refresh this. Okay, and we are updating this. Let me comment it out one more time. I do not want to update, and I just want to see my previous data. Let me refresh this. Starting value, right? Now what I want, before my component gets loaded, I want to display or change the value. So see, I just refresh this and we have the API has been updated, no problem. Now what if I just cut this line from here and paste it in the component will render, paste it here. Okay, see, we still have the same output. So what is the difference? Now I will open my console log once again, and now we will see the differences. Excuse me. Let me clear out and see. Right now I am updating something on component will render. So what is the hierarchy or what is the sequence? So connected callback, of course, then component will load, then component will render, and at this will render it has updated the data, API has been updated, and then component did load. Looking nice, right? Now what if I cut this and paste it in the component did load? And again, we will refresh this, we'll clear it out and see what is the difference we see in the console. At least we have not seen any difference in the output, but let's see, do we have any differences in the console? See, too many life cycles. So what has happened? Component will render, it was called. We did not update anything here. Then component did load. Here we have updated something. The moment you have updated something in the component did load, now this results in updating few more lifecycle methods. Component will update, yes, because since you are updating any data, that means stencil is now aware and he has to update something. So component will update, component will render, and component did update. So these are the three additional methods are called, even though there was no change in the output. So this is where we have to, for the performance sake, we have to make sure that whenever we are updating any state variables, we update in the component will render, not in the component did load. So component did load comes into the picture whenever the component has been fully loaded to your DOM. The next is component will update. We have already seen that whenever it knows that it actually comes to know that, hey, I have to update the component, then this component will update gets called at first, and then component did update just after this it gets called. There is one more lifecycle method, which is the I think let me see, yeah, component should update. So by default it is setting true. So what if I set it to false? Right now it is true. So if I just go back, see, this was the functionality, now this is false. Save it, press Ctrl S, and let me hardcode refresh this time and see what happens. See, we have the component, but now if I click on the buttons, nothing is happening. Even the starting value, it has the starting value, but it is not updating. Why? Because we have written false. It either returns true or false. By default it is true. So the hook is called when a component's prop or state property changes and a render is about to be requested. That means if you do not want to further component to be rendered or changed, then based on some condition you can return false from here. So this would stop rendering any of the lifecycle methods and any of the data to your component. So this is about what we say, the few lifecycle methods, and yeah, that's all pretty much we have for this one. One thing I just want to show you theoretically right now, because we have not yet implemented our child components, but we'll cover in the later part, and that is this one, lifecycle hierarchy. So how hierarchy says, let's suppose you have one component, the parent level, then we have another parent level component, sorry, child one, and then another child. So how this method will be called? So first it will call component will load component A, that is your parent one. Then its child one component will load component B, and then C. Now the first component did load would be completed for this one, the last child object, and for the next child object, and finally for the parent one. This is something it happens for the when you have the parent child hierarchy. We'll see when we'll further enhance our application, we'll have the uh, child one and the sibling components, and that is our end goal as well. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we'll work on the two-way data binding, and later on we'll work on fetching the value from the API for this one. That's all I have. Thank you for being at Coding Locker, guys. See you in the next video. Have a nice